It's Gog time, babies! Gather up Gotchard! Hey, how are you doing? We're talking about episode 41, you know, the one that just recently aired? Ah, yeah. Fucking. That's how time works. We cut back to the events of Gotchard, and we kind of get three vignettes recapping what happened last time and, like, putting the final bow on it. Um, Hotaro and Rine are able to defeat the new golem doll that Jermaine created. And Jermaine's like, oh, this is going to be interesting. He bounces off, and they're just like, Jesus fuck, this is going to be off. We see Spanner fight Clotho some more as Lot just looks on. But they get saved by Gigas. And Gigas says, like, hey, my brother's a piece of shit. Don't like him. Help me, like, let me train you how to use the dark flames so you can kill him and I can get my power. And, like, Spanner's like, we need to defeat them, but should I work with you to defeat them? It's kind of weird. And Lotch just does something, does the hinty cute thing from anime and manga where she's nervous and, like, scared, so she grabs, like, his jacket, like a little corner of the jacket. Oh, they are hinting at things. And Atropos and Rine have a little bit of a stare off of Atropos saying, "Hey, you're gonna defeat Jermaine for me, right?" And Rine, being very hopeful and optimistic due to the influence of Hotaro, goes like, yeah, we will. You're gonna keep your promise to not kill any more people, right? And she's like, yeah, sure. She was also holding, she wasn't really doing it, I'm more making a joke. She was holding crossed fingers behind her back. But the episode proper starts with Niji going, hopping around everywhere going like, I need to be more than just a tool. I need to be more than just a weapon. I need to prove my worth, as he hops into the scene of a woman practicing a dance. And they have a little bit of a conversation. Nishigon goes up and goes, hey girl, hey. Um, I'm so sorry. I've been... That's a joke from Burroughs End. If you watch Dimension 20, I loved Burroughs End. It's really good. But they have a conversation. She goes like, yeah, I'm part of this dance trio, but I don't believe, like, I'm good enough, so I kind of quit them and everything. And he's going like, no, what the... Is that what you really want? And, you know? And it's like, oh, it's sad. And she runs away. She runs off. As Hotaro is looking for Nijigon, they run into a couple movers that Nijigon helped out. And they're like, yo, dude was a little champ. He helped us out. And they're all like, that, okay, so we know Nijigon's plan. He's trying to prove that he has worth outside of just being a weapon. And they're all like, okay, cool. They were nice dudes. Minato, unfortunately, has to mind whammy them. Great scene where they just, like, thumbs up at each other. Are they like a Japanese comedy duo? Because that just feels like a very specific referential bit, you know? Everybody's kind of like, we have a brief moment where Jermaine's kind of figuring out his plan. Spanner's going like, oh, should I trust Gigas? We head to the dance tournament thing, and we see a couple dancers. And the rest of the crew that Nijigon, the woman Nijigon talked to, come out and go like, hey, sorry, our third quit, and we can't really perform. And Nijigon goes like, nah, bitch, I'm your third now. He doesn't change. He's still a tiny little plastic dinosaur. It's hilarious. But they do a big song and dance number, and Nijigon uses his rainbow powers, and everyone's excited for it. And it's meant to be like a really kind of like triumphant moment of like, oh, this guy having self-doubt actually fully understands that he's more than just a fighter. The dance ends. They go backstage. Hotaro and Nijigon have a brief moment of like, dude, oh man. The dancing woman that Nijigon talked to earlier in the episode comes in and goes like, that dance was amazing. That was wonderful. I feel bad. I I realize I do care about dancing a lot more, and like all these different kinds of things. Her friends forgive her. It's good, it's sweet, it's wholesome, and they begin to continue dancing as the alchemy people go like, "Yo, we gotta beat on Jermaine," and so Spanner, Hoto, Rine go like, "All right, we are taking you out." They all hinge in, and it's a badass fight scene. They are going toe to toe with Jermaine. They're kind of even keel. They're keeping up, but you can tell it's gonna turn at any time. And that's when Hotaro uses the Chemi buddies and brings out Steam Hopper, Ant Wrestler, and the Jungle Electric one. And it's just like the Chemis helping out fighting. It's great. It's wonderful. It's just back to back to back, back to forth. It's a great way to have like a bunch of writers doing a bunch of cool shit without having to have a bunch of writers doing a bunch of cool shit. We get a triple writer kick, and Jermaine is defeated. Hell yeah. Atropos comes out and goes like, "Hey, thanks for beating Jermaine." And Renee's like, "Alright, cool. You don't have to be evil anymore." And Atropos goes like, "Yeah, sure. I'm not gonna kill anybody. But I am going to put this Rubik's Cube near Jermaine's body, because he's not dead, he's just defeated." And Grayon pops out. And he's like, "Yo, what's up, motherfuckers? I'm back." And that's where we end the episode, with everyone going like, "Oh shit, Grayon's back." This episode was very much like classic Gotchard, very much running the formula is the wrong way to playing the hits. It's all about empathy through understanding. Nijigon with the dancers, Hotaro himself with Nijigon, right? And how helping someone else helps you realize how to help yourself. Take a drink of water every time I said help. But on the flip side, it does show that the opposites of that are also true. That deciding for others what they want can only lead to pain, can only lead to defeat with Jermaine. But helping people with you in good faith, but them in bad faith, can bite you back. Because Atropos manipulated Rene, and Gigas is trying to manipulate Spanner and manipulate others to get their own goals without the actual bridge of understanding. They are, you know what I'm saying? Like, Spanner, like, more, Rene is lending a hand to Atropos, and Atropos is slapping it away, essentially. While Gigas is extending a hand, but it's actually like the Joker's shock buzzer from Batman, and it's gonna hurt Spanner. That's kind of the thing, where these people are manipulating the other's sense of empathy. But this was a pretty dang good episode. It was really fun to see Nijigon interact with people other than the Alchemist group. Being the cute little, like, creature, helping out the movers with the dancers, that's fun. That's cool. In my complaint, my thought of the show, like, my big issue is still rearing its head. This show is, like, very much all final bosses. Like they present a character as, ooh, look at this big bad final boss. Nope, they're just defeated. It's an issue I have. It's not the biggest issue. It doesn't make the show awful. It just makes it less than what I think it could be. It's not the worst thing. Just wished it flowed better. But it is solid. Solid episode. Solid good thing. Great fight. Absolutely love all the flips and shit at the final fight. Love seeing Steam Hopper and Ant Wrestler all just like tag teaming and doing dope shit with Hotaro. I can't wait to see Grayon do some more shit. That's gonna be fun. And maybe, who knows, maybe it could tie into all the doll stuff they're messing with. And hopefully, if I'm lucky, dealing with all the trio stuff. You know what? If you're lucky, you could follow me on social media, subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and a comment. Yeah. Haha. that was actually a solid segue if I didn't act like a fucking weirdo. But hey, if you like these Gotchard videos, I am currently doing Kamen Rider Agito over on my Patreon. As low as $1 a month. You can watch all of those. And in the meantime, we have some comments. First up from Slime Beast. Slime Beast is just talking about how my bringing up that Gigas himself is in some way abused is something that they didn't really think of. But they also point out, like, that doesn't make me sympathize with them completely. Like, it's a thought. And I'm not saying, like, oh, we should all feel sad for Gigas. It's more about how... I think a way to think about it is people who manipulate others are very easily to get into a situation where they themselves are manipulated and abused. But acting in good faith and being open and honest and trying to help other people will result in people with a similar nature and value helping you. Also saying, play Wonder Song. I've seen some bits of it. It looks like a cute game. I think I own it on itch. So, probably one day. I have a lot of games I need to get through. Jesus. Next up, from just some random guy. Yeah, just talking about the layered nuance of empathy of, like, should we empathize with our enemies because they themselves are also human and go through shit that cause their actions and cause their reactions and so on and so forth. And just some random guy bringing up the very valid, which I agree with, that you should only start... like, how to best put it? Empathize with people who would want to hurt you. Empathize with what they are going through, but don't excuse their actions. And only when they themselves are trying to change for the better is when you give them a chance. Like, don't give them a chance before they actually show the want and will to change. You know what I mean? If they're just an asshole and you feel bad about them being an asshole, like, you know, it's understandable. There's nuance. It's nice to see a kid's show have a more nuanced take on empathy, but still have it totally make sense for kids. It makes sense. It works. And we should always remember that that's the true target of the show. We're watching a kid's show. And sometimes these things are going to be a little dumbed down for them. But that's fine, because it's the first time they're learning about this shit. Next up from Fish Pop. Yeah, the three Abyss Kings are very much, like, twisted, confused, but, like, coming from a seed of genuality. Like you're talking about, Gigas knows of empathy, but it's, like, intellectual. New guy is all about love, and, like, oh man, I love this shit, but it's that kind of overwhelming, domineering love. And agree, we haven't seen a super ton of the third Abyss King yet. So hopefully there's going to be something interesting. But I also noticed that there's probably a little bit of a connection, right? Hotaro Love and Kind Heart with Germain, Spanner's very analytical mind with Gigist, and we saw more of Gigist and Spanner's, like, connection this episode. So I wonder if the third king will interact with Rene more, and what that interaction may be. But I totally agree. Rene needs a new form. Spanner's gimmick is that he doesn't have a secondary form, so I understand if he doesn't get a final form. But yeah, Rene, it feels like she needs another suit. And I'm wondering if, like, the reason why we haven't gotten something like that is, like, budgetary in some way, you know? And finally, from Esconde. Yeah, last episode just had, like, a good chunky bit of lore. And, like, even if it is just lore, it still totally tracks with the major themes of the show, because Greyon is a doll. He doesn't feel connected to the world, so he has a disregard for the world because he doesn't see himself as a part of it. And probably why he began this whole thing, why he started the attack and all the kind of stuff. Maybe it was him kind of revolting after learning, oh, I'm actually a homunculi, I'm a doll. Oh, none of this matters. Okay, just go to pure nihilism. And on that note, with Gigas, him having an overbearing older brother kind of also tracks with the idea of, like, him wanting control. Because he doesn't have control within his, like, quote-unquote family unit. So he wants more, and if you have all the power that he has, it can get to extremes, you know? And yeah, Nishigon has a little bit of the Philosopher's Stone, so I wonder just how that's going to work, and if Hotaro will be able to, like, harness it and do something interesting with it. Who knows? I know that this is the end of the video. I hope you have a good day. I hope you subscribe, I hope you leave a comment, and I hope you have a good rest of the week. Big thank you to my Patreon supporters, Esconde and Scott Firestein.